Ever wonder how to cook a satisfying meal when it's just you? Registered dietitian Pamela Ferguson takes us through a plant-based recipe sure to be a favorite. Her work all over the world makes her an expert on healthy and tasty food.
Hello, I'm Dr. Pamela Ferguson. I'm a registered dietitian here in the Kootenays, and today we're going to talk about making food for one person. Maybe you're a senior and you're interested in cooking healthy food, but you're thinking, what can I do to make a dinner that's healthy for myself, that I can enjoy, and that's not too much work when I'm just prepping for one person. So today we're going to make my vegan butter chickpeas recipe. And this is such an easy and fantastic recipe. I think you're really going to love it. You've probably seen that recently Canada's Food Guide is recommending that we all choose plant-based sources of protein more often. So this is a great recipe for you to get those plant-based chickpeas into your diet. And if you enjoy butter chicken, then butter chickpeas is a great alternative. So we're going to start out just heating up our pan over a medium heat. I'm just going to put a little drizzle of oil. Now I'm using olive oil today, but you can use whichever oil you enjoy using in your kitchen. And I'm starting out with some onion and garlic. And the good thing about this recipe is that you can just rough chop that onion and garlic. It doesn't need to be chopped fine because you will be blending these ingredients into the sauce later on. So because you're going to run this through the blender, it doesn't need to be finely chopped. But we're just going to soften those ingredients a little bit in the pan, the onion and garlic, really to release the scent and just to really make our curry a little more aromatic. And along with cooking the onion and garlic, we want to add our spices in. And this is a great trick to really activate your spices. You're going to be able to activate both the nutritional benefits of the spices and also really that wonderful curry aroma. And if curry is something new to you, if you feel a bit intimidated by it, don't let it intimidate you. This is a really simple recipe. I'm just using 1 tablespoon here of curry powder and 1 teaspoon of ginger. So those are easy ingredients you can pick up at any supermarket. And already I can smell that curry just gently simmering away here in the pan as my onion and garlic starts to soften. So I'll just cook that for a few minutes over a medium heat. And just keep an eye on it. Make sure that your onion and garlic don't start to burn, or your spices. And we're going to add in veggie stock. So I'm just going to use a stock cube. You can make your own stock if you like, or use a powdered or a paste. There are so many options. And I just crumble a little bit of the stock of the cube before I put it in. Just makes it easier for it to blend. And I'm adding in 3 cups of water. But you could use your own homemade veggie stock and you would add in 3 cups of veggie stock. So I'm gonna let that come to a simmer on the stove top. And I'm going to cook that until the onion and garlic are just a little bit more tender. Now you can use fresh ginger as well if you want to. I've used powdered ginger, but if you would like to use fresh ginger, that gives an even more vibrant taste to your curry. And I would just cut off around 1 centimeter of ginger. And remember, you don't have to grate it finely because that's all going in the blender. And as long as you have a pretty high-powered blender, that's going to blend up nicely for you. Even if you have a blender that's maybe not quite as powerful, it will still work, but it might not be quite as smooth and creamy. You can also use your food processor to prepare this meal if you don't have a blender at home. Just make sure that you don't exceed the fill line on your food processor because it is a liquid. You don't want to have it splattering all over. So I'm going to add in sunflower seeds, and this is half a cup of sunflower seeds. And you may have used, say, coconut milk in a curry before, or even cream. But today we're going to use sunflower seeds, and these are a wonderful source of healthy fats and also of fiber and of protein. And another great thing about sunflower seeds, you might have heard of using cashews in plant-based cooking, but another wonderful thing about using sunflower seeds is that they're grown right here in Canada. We don't have to import them, and they also are a bit better for the environment than cashews because cashews have a high water footprint. Now, cooking plant-based generally is more environmentally friendly, so this is an environmentally friendly dish, but we've upped that a notch by using sunflower seeds. Another good thing is that sunflower seeds are an absolute bargain, and you can pick them up often in the bulk section of your supermarket, and they cost around a quarter what cashews would. So we've got that at a nice simmer, and I think our sunflower seeds are starting to soften, which is fantastic. So it's time for us to add our tomato paste in. And just buy an ordinary can of tomato paste, and we're gonna add that in to our pot and let that simmer for just 2 or 3 minutes in the pan. And that takes that sort of raw tomato taste out, just helps you to blend the flavors a little bit. But tomato paste is wonderful because it's actually fairly sweet and gives a nice balance to the garlic, onion, and the spices in the curry. And this is, I think, one of the things that makes us all really love the butter chicken, or in this case, butter chickpeas recipe so much. This is a great recipe for someone who is maybe new to curry, or maybe you've had curry when you've been out at a restaurant, but it's not something you've tried cooking at home before. This is a great one to start with. It is quite mild. You can always make it a little bit spicier if you want to add some chili to the curry, but if this is something new for you, then this is a great gentle curry recipe to start with. Okay, so we're just gonna let that cook for a couple of minutes on medium, and then we're gonna get ready to blend. Okay, so our curry is bubbling away nicely. It's looking beautiful. Our tomato paste is cooking in really nicely to that curry, and what we're ready to do now is to blend the sauce, and we're gonna make it beautifully creamy. I'm taking the top of my blender and I'm gonna put that in the sink, and I will pour my curry from the pot into the blender in my sink. And I do that just in case there was ever a spill or an accident. I know that that would go into the sink rather than spilling perhaps hot curry on me or onto my floor. This is a nice safety tip and also a good cleaning tip. So I'm just gonna scrape the last bits. We do really want to get all of the curry mixture into the blender because we want to make sure that we're blending up all of those spices and all of those sunflower seeds. There we go. Beautiful. So here's our blender going back together. And if your blender has a safety mechanism for steam, then you'll want to be sure to put that to the open, the steam venting section, so that you don't run into a problem where the lid, the pressure from the hot liquid causes the lid to loosen. So turn it to the steam function. Okay, we're going to blend this sauce. So I'm going to leave it blending for around a minute. I really want to see that the sauce is looking very smooth because we want a nice silky curry. Okay, our sauce is looking beautifully smooth. I just absolutely love that. The flavor, I can smell it already. It smells so good. Look how absolutely smooth and silky that curry looks as I pour it in. Hard to believe that comes all from seeds. Seeds are just so amazing for our health as well. As I mentioned, packed with protein and healthy fats, so many vitamins and minerals, and what a wonderful way to enjoy them. In a curry, you might not have expected that. Now, it's important when you're making your curry that you don't mistakenly add your chickpeas early in the recipe, because then when you go to blend, you would be blending your chickpeas in as well, and you'd end up with a like a curried chickpea soup. It would probably taste pretty good, but it wouldn't have that texture that you're going for of the chickpeas. We do want to turn the stove back on because we are going to be just softening and warming these chickpeas a little bit so that they have a nice tender bite. And we're gonna cook that. That just looks so silky and creamy. And I'm gonna take some frozen veg and add this in. So this is a mixture of kale and collard greens and spinach, but you can use any frozen green veg that you enjoy. And we just add it right in to the curry. If you wanted to freeze this in and be able to prepare, the recipe I'm preparing today is for 4 people, and I'd say it's a generous portion for 4. If you find that you're a small eater, you might get even 5 or 6 portions out of this. But if you would like to freeze it, what I would recommend is to do everything up to the blending step and freeze that. Freeze it in a freezer bag would work great. And then when you pop it back into the pan to warm up, you may find it a little gritty. Most times it actually freezes and defrosts very well. If that's the case, you can pop it back in the blender just to make it nice and silky, but likely it will freeze and defrost very well. But if you freeze the vegetables and the chickpeas in with the sauce, they can release a bit of liquid as they're defrosting, and that can interrupt the texture of the sauce a bit, so it freezes much better as a sauce. And then you'll see that these final steps really in the dinner preparation process are so quick that it's very easy to do those after defrosting. So really our curry is mostly prepared now. We are in the very final stages. I do like to add, for seasoning, a little bit of sugar and salt in to the dish, but you may find that you prefer it just as it is. So I would recommend tasting it at this point, and then if you feel that it's useful, you can add a little bit of sugar and salt, or sugar or salt, but if you enjoy it just as it is, then that's wonderful, and probably healthier for you too. So our curry is looking absolutely silky and beautiful, and I'm going to plate it up. So I've started with a bowl of rice. You can use any grain here. You don't have to use rice. This is white rice. You could use brown rice. You could use quinoa. You could use couscous. You could use buckwheat. Whatever grain you most enjoy. But start with your rice or your other grain, and then you're going to give yourself a nice portion of curry on top. Now, this is a great source of protein. It's also a wonderful source of iron. And as we age, we do need to have slightly higher intakes of both iron and also protein. So this is a wonderful source of both of those. In order to maximize the iron absorption from this dish, we can squeeze a bit of lime on, because non-heme iron, which is the type of iron that you get in plants, is better absorbed when we eat it with vitamin C. So there's lots of vitamin C in this nice lime, this nice fresh lime, plus the flavor, which is so beautiful, to add a bit of freshness. And this will help you if you've maybe prepared this dish and frozen it, and then you've brought it out and you're squeezing some lime. It's just gonna help you feel like, wow, this is such a vibrant and fresh dish. So I've just squeezed a bit of lime on the top, and you could even serve it with a lime wedge or two on the side. And if you're having this dish, say, for a special occasion, you're having guests, or it's a special meal for yourself, then you may want to add a few sprigs of cilantro on top, just to make it extra special and beautiful. So there we go. There's our beautiful curry, looking so fresh and vibrant, so healthy, wonderful source of protein and of iron, and a great plant-based and easy dish that you can pull together in about 20 or 25 minutes. Great for one or great to share. So you can find lots of healthy recipes on my website at Pamela Ferguson, and that's with 2 S's.com, or on Facebook at Dr. Pamela RD, or on Instagram at drpamela.rd. Reach out to me anytime if you have any questions. I love to hear from people, and I'm very happy to respond. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Christy Coos. I'm a certified fitness professional. Many years in the experience working with lots of age groups. Today I am so lucky to have with me my grandfather Don. We're going to be doing some seniors fitness exercises that you can do right from the comfort of your chair in your home. And now we're going to sit in the chair and exercise here. It's going to be great. I'm just going to check on my timer here. Okay, perfect. We have a few seconds left. We're going to just be lifting up our toes when we're ready to go, and we're going to be strengthening again through the ankles and then into our shins. And then we're going to do some ankle rolls. And then I have this band. Okay, so we're going to use an exercise band today. Lift up the toes. So right now, keep your feet a little bit closer to you. Good. Ankles underneath your knees, and just lift up the toes. Lift up the toes. Just a little bit is good. Good. And if you haven't done any of these movements in a long time, that might feel like, what is my body doing to me right now? Good. All right. So now I want you to lift up your right foot. And we're going to do a big ankle circle, 1 in each direction. Good. And then put that down. Other side. Lift up the left leg. Big ankle circle. And then other direction. Excellent. Both feet down. Perfect. So our ankles and our shins are warmed up. So now we're going to take our big band. So you can grab, I have a wide band like this. I know I bought at the pharmacy a tube type band. That works as well. If you don't have anything, even some sort of a towel may work. Okay, or even just the movement of doing this with your arms. Okay, so or even holding some water bottles if you have. Okay, so you can do this at home with you wherever you are. The band comes up kind of in front of your face, and you're pulling it down in towards your collarbone. Good, and squeezing the shoulders back. Good, bring it up. Inhale, use your breath. Exhale, pull. Inhale up, exhale, and pull. Good, so it doesn't matter too much if you're keeping straight arms or bent, but you're using those back muscles to pull it down and into your chest. Good, and pull the band apart. So again, lots to think about. Good, movement and mobility, very important. Keep going. Exhale, pull. Inhale up, exhale, pull. Breathe all the air out of your belly. Inhale, fill your belly back up. Excellent. Arms feeling warmed up, shoulders warmed up. Good. Okay, now we're going to take the band again. Maybe take your arms a little bit further apart. We're going to do tricep exercise. We're going to be pressing the band away and bringing it in. So I want your shoulders to stay in line with your elbows. Good, but shoulders are away from your ears. tummy muscles pulled up nice and tight, and we're gonna press away and bring it in. Good, so just bend and extend the elbows. Bend and extend, good. Press, good, using your breath. Exhale, push away. Keep going, keep going. Now the closer you hold on your band, the harder that is going to be, okay? The further away you are, the easier it is. You just don't want to have too much slack in there. So play with it if you need. If your shoulders are getting tired, you can bring it down a little bit lower. Good, keep working those arch triceps, the back of your upper arms here. Good, so that later you can focus on doing push-ups. 100 push-ups tomorrow, Grandpa? Yeah, on Wednesday, 100 push-ups on Wednesday. Good, take a little rest there. All right, the next exercise we're gonna do is a row. So you're gonna open up your band, hold on to the edges, and have you loop it around your foot. Good, whatever foot, it doesn't really matter. You can even have it around both feet if that feels good for you. And what we're gonna do is sit up nice and tall, and I want you to pull the elbows back behind you. Good, so if you need to hold on a little bit more, make it a little bit harder, pull. So you want to make sure those shoulders are not coming up by your ears. Keep the shoulders down and the chest lifted nice and tall, and pull. Inhale, release, exhale, pull. Good, notice this movement is really great in both directions. So we're not letting the elbows snap down with the band. Exhale, pull, inhale, slowly release. Exhale, pull, inhale, slowly release. Again, working the back, so keeping that posture. Good, as we exercise the back muscles. Pull and release. Good, exhale, pull and release. Perfect. All right, this next one's a little tricky to set up. We're gonna try and put it behind your back. Good. Try not to wrap around the chair. We're still gonna hold on to the ends. You can roll it a little bit more if you need to. Still sitting up nice and tall. Perfect. And we're gonna press away, chest press, yeah. We'll loop it for the next one. Good, exhale, press. Good, exhale, press. Inhale, exhale, press. Perfect. Good, exhale, press. If you don't like the way this feels, keep going, Grandpa. You could always put it around the back of the chair as well. Press. Good, exhale, press.
I like the caress it gives you.
Yes, a nice hug always feels wonderful. Good, exhale, press, push. Good, again, you can make this a little bit lower if it bothers the shoulders, or if you need a little bit of a rest and you want to do one at a time. Good, lots of options to keep going. Good, press and press. We're almost there. Press. Good, all right, last one. Let's grab that band. Okay, tricky part here will be to bend over, and we're gonna tie this up, nice little double knot around your shins, okay? Good, if you don't have a band, and you're new, especially if you're newer to exercise, you wanna do this without the band, that is okay too. We're gonna focus on the quadricep muscles here. So sitting up nice and tall, have that around my shins or my ankles, and I'm just gonna lift up one leg at a time. One, and then the other. One. Yeah, you can bring it up or down, whatever feels good for you. Good, up and down. So again, even without the band, you should feel some muscles in that top of your upper leg, yes? Good. Good. So for this work, any of the parts of this exercise, if you wanted to do more balancing, you can do 2 sets or 3 sets of those. And the next day you could do these ones. I'm just wanting to give you lots of work to work on. You can do 2-3 sets. You can do these every day and build some strength. Great workout, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, my name is Christy Coos. You can find me on Facebook, Christy Coos, or Coos Fitness. Also, my website is myfitlifenow.com, where I am promoting active living, any age, anywhere you are.
Chiropractic is a healthcare profession concerned with the diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of neuromusculoskeletal disorders of the spine and the effect of these disorders on general health. We focus on the relationship between structure, primarily the spine, and function, as coordinated by the nervous system, and how that relationship affects the restoration and preservation of health. Chiropractors use highly skilled and precise movements to the vertebrae, the bones of the spine, to improve joint motion and to restore proper movement, improving function. This helps with pain management, increased strength, and mobility to the person. This then leads to increased physical activity, resulting in improved balance, endurance, and greater bone strength.
I've been under chiropractic care for over 30 years, regularly. I'm 91 years old, and for me that is why I am the way I am today. One of the things that struck me the most is that if you keep your spine properly aligned, you will not play havoc on your hip or the knee. People have knee replacements and hip replacements is because their body is not aligned. So that to me was a very important thing, is to keep my spine aligned. And when I saw my first x-rays, they were horrible, like a S-shaped. So I carried on with that regularly, and when Dr. McCorduff put me on, started off with quite a few treatments in a row, and then regularly, 2 times a month. Because to me that's the most important part of my life as I'm aging, is to maintain my health.
Benefits of chiropractic care that the maturing population may experience are relief from headaches, neck and lower back pain, improved movement of the neck, mid-back and lower back, decreased progression of degeneration in the joints, help with nerve entrapment, pinched nerves, and also improved posture and improved balance. This will then result in decreasing the risk of falls in our maturing population. For more information on spinal health, contact your local chiropractor, or you can go online to the Canadian Chiropractic Association website or the British Columbia Chiropractic Association website.